Sarcophagus from the Old Kingdom. Unknown ruler. Here we go. On the front, you can see the tutelary deities Amset and Happy. At a later date, it became traditional to show all 4 sons of Horus on all 4 sides of the sarcophagus. Each son signified a cardinal direction. Happy, the north, Amset, the south, Quebec-Senuef, the west, and Duamutef, the east. There are actually 2 of the 4 sons of Horus on the front side of the sarcophagus, a man and a monkey. The 4 sons of Horus, Amset, Hapi, Duamutef, and Quebec-Senuef, are children of the god Horus the Elder and the goddess Isis. They are believed to protect canopic jars, which contain the internal organs of people who were mummified in ancient Egypt. As stellar gods, they are associated with the 4 cardinal directions. For that reason, their names were written on the 4 corners of the coffins during the Middle Kingdom period. Must be the canopic jars the director was talking about. 1 jar for each of the 4 sons of Horus. Each son of Horus is associated with a cardinal direction. From the sign beside the sarcophagus, I know that Happy is the north, Amset is the south, Quebec-Senuef is the west, and Duamutef is the east. Quebec-Senuef, intestines. Happy, lungs. The sign says Amset, liver. Here we have Duamutef, stomach.
Zellner, is that you?
It is I, the Raven.
Did you find an exit?
No, I'm still looking. The basement is quite large.
Okay, don't go too far away.
There we go. He's up there, Robert. I know that.
That may be. Go into the guard room and open the gates.
Tell the director.
Zellner, don't do it. It's too dangerous.
You can't stop me. Not anymore. "200 steps at least. And a ladder. I'm too old for this." Left over from the war, if I had to guess. And why not? So high above the city, it's the perfect place for a secret radio installation. Must be unbearably hot up here in the summer, but it's bearable at the moment. I'd better leave it off. It'd probably just stir up dust. The chair is the only object it's not covered with dust. It seems like someone sat on it recently. Handcuffs. Not what I expected. Was someone interrogated here? Huh? The Raven, if I'm not mistaken. Why don't you step into the light? Mr. Inch.
Amazing. Truly amazing. I thought young Legrand would be my most dangerous opponent, but it seems I should have had more respect for age.
And the bomb on the train? Did you want to kill us all?
I knew that Legrand would be hot on my heels after the heist in London. He's a dangerous man, Mr. Zellner. He almost caught me once.
Is that a reason to resort to murder?
It wasn't my only reason. An eye for an eye, Constable Zellner.
What about the murder of the Baroness? Was that also your doing?
The death of the Baroness was never part of the plan. Dr. Gebhardt had a score to settle with her and got in my way.
You didn't care about the key to the safe?
I never wanted to steal the eye out of the safe. I always intended to strike here, in the museum.
What about Gebhardt's confession?
A nice idea, don't you think? It keeps the inspector out of my hair, for a few more hours at least, until everything collapses like a house of cards.
Why did you want to steal the second eye here?
The eye was in the bank in Zurich for a long time, impossible to get at. Then the safe on the ship in Legrand's cabin, too complicated. I heard about the secret basement and found out how the security system worked. I would have preferred to save my performance for the gala this evening, but, well, events demanded a change of schedule. Not least because of you, my nosy friend.
How did you do it? How did you plant the message on the safe in the train? How did you know that Gebhardt killed the Baroness? And the demolition charge below the treasure chamber? How did you manage it all? Even if your arm isn't lame.
Oh, it is, believe me. I needed help, it's true. A messenger boy to replace my arms and legs.
A messenger boy?
Ah, Adil. This could be interesting. He's quite talented, but unreliable. He has a mind of his own plans. Don't you, Adil?
I never wanted blood to be shed, but it's time to make an exception.
He only forgot one thing. I keep things firmly in hand. Always. End of story.
I told you not to get off. What if the train had gone without you?
So, you're taking a job as a ship's doctor.
I am excited but nervous too. I'm not exactly a champion swimmer.
If you wind up in the water on board a ship, something's gone terribly wrong.
What was all that in the museum?
That didn't quite go according to plan, did it? And I hate it when things don't go according to plan.
You nearly killed them.
You let them catch you.
It wasn't my fault. Scotland Yard was there.
If I thought it was your fault, you'd already be bobbing in the River Thames with a bullet in your head. Someone tipped them off. I don't know who, but I'm going to find out. Where is the jewel? Ah, marvelous. But it's just half the set, and stealing the second eye will be more difficult than I'd anticipated.
Why are we meeting here and not in Venice like we planned?
London drew more attention than planned. They put Legrand on the case.
Nicholas Legrand?
He's searching the train.
Shouldn't we postpone the plan under these circumstances?
On the contrary, I gave him an anonymous tip.
A tip?
I told him that the train will be robbed.
You don't seriously suggest that we steal the jewel right under Legrand's nose?
Of course, because I'm an idiot. Our best bet is still Cairo. Everything is prepared. Mr. X will provide us with everything we need. As planned, I'll go to Venice together with the Baroness and board the ship there. You'll do the same, but as surreptitiously as possible.
All right.
And under no circumstances can anyone be permitted to discover our relationship. Understood?
And the rest of the plan is as before?
We just have to get on board the ship.
Then I'll get in the car and we'll meet in Venice.
No, Legrand necessitates a change of plan. You'll go by train as well, and place this envelope on the safe as soon as the train halts in the tunnel. I'll cause a blackout so that you can sneak past the guard. You won't believe who's guarding the safe. That blasted Bobby from London. If you have any trouble, cave his skull in.
And Legrand?
You take care of the letter. I'll take care of everything else. The most important thing is that no one recognizes you on the train.
And that I don't get caught. What's the purpose of the letter?
That's not your concern.
I'd just like to know whether I'm risking my life for some game of yours, or whether it's worth it.
Any one of my games would be worth your life. You just do what I tell you. Stick the letter on the door of the safe or leave it on top of it. I don't care. But the letter has to be there as soon as Legrand shows up after the blackout to make sure everything is in order. Understood?
Yes.
What?
Yes, understood. Hasn't the Baroness grown suspicious?
She's wrapped up in a veil of alcohol, arrogance, and disinterest. Only flattery, gossip, and Belgian chocolate can penetrate it.
Ideal conditions.
I'll be glad to be rid of that old hag. She's my ticket to the most important museums in Europe. But these have been the longest 6 months of my life.
How are the injured guards doing?
How the devil should I know?
You didn't need to do that.
What? Save your bacon?
I'd have made it out on my own.
Oh, yes, the poor security guard. It really wasn't necessary. I'm such a naughty boy.
I just don't want anyone to get hurt.
Oh, please, please, don't be angry with me. I won't do it again.
I don't know. We have the first eye, and we only just escaped.
Tell me you're not suggesting that we should be satisfied with that? One eye alone is nothing more than an expensive bauble. But both eyes together are a legend. My greatest triumph.
Shouldn't I put the eye somewhere for safekeeping? Just in case Legrand searches our things.
I'll hide the jewel in the Baroness's luggage. I already know where. Legrand won't dare search her belongings, and even then, he'll never be able to open the secret compartment.
Okay, so we'll see each other in Venice.
And not sooner. Here, take your travel documents. We may not have an opportunity to meet in Venice.
Okay, fine. Huh, that's the first change of plans so far. Whatever. Looks like I'll be going to Venice by train. There probably isn't a single newspaper between Moscow and Madrid that's not reporting on the burglary. I'm famous. Unfortunately, not for the sort of elegantly executed theft I'd like to be known for. A handy Swiss Army knife. A good friend gave it to me. Inch loves the spotlight and has a flair for the dramatic. Why else would he call himself The Raven? I don't like having to risk my own neck as part of his drama. What's the point of leaving messages for his opponent? A ticket for a trip on the MS Lydia from Venice to Cairo, some banknotes, and a passport. Blank. No personal info, no picture. Inch has brilliant contacts in the underworld. He knows the best counterfeiters, technicians, pickpockets, and con men. He remains anonymous, though. Most of them don't even know they're working for him. Mr. X, his contact in Cairo, probably doesn't have a clue who he is. Sometimes you can find useful things in a waste bin, but this one seems to have been emptied recently. If I try to just get on the train, the conductor would probably stop me and might even turn me over to the police. I can't risk that. Even if I was able to distract the conductor and slip onto the train, I'd stick out like a sore thumb with these shabby clothes. I have to find something more suitable. This is the saloon car, fully furnished with a bar and all the niceties. The ladies and gentlemen would have a fit if I just waltzed in there wearing these clothes. I can't board the train like this. I'd stick out like a sore thumb, and they'd throw me off without a second thought. The conductor from the train. He's keeping a watchful eye on his passengers and their luggage. The train's been held up, and he seems to want to prevent further delays. They won't let me ride along in the freight car, not even if I ask nicely. As soon as I'm on the train, I need to find a way to sneak into the freight car. I have to take one thing at a time, though. Burglary in British Museum, 1 casualty, £5,000 damage, culprit unknown. Return of the Raven? I'd have escaped anyway, but Inch just couldn't resist playing with dynamite. I hope the security guard recovers soon. The crate must have had bananas or something in it. It's empty now. Some of the passengers got off the train to stretch their legs, but this man started his journey right here in Zurich. He waited a good 10 minutes for the train and began to get impatient. Judging by the bag, he's a doctor. He radiates self-confidence, almost arrogance. A leather bag like the ones used by country doctors for carrying their equipment. If I swipe the bag, it'd cause confusion while people look for it, and I might be able to sneak onto the train. The only problem is, I can't take the bag with me. Not a chance. The doctor could easily spot me taking his bag. He'd sound the alarm, and our Swiss friend would have no choice but to arrest me. And then we'd have a real problem. It's built out of thin wooden boards. Probably didn't have to bear much weight. This wooden crate is big enough to completely conceal the bag. It'd be protected from prying eyes, and I could make my exit from the scene of the crime unnoticed. There's still one problem. Someone might see me picking up the bag and putting it into the crate. I can probably pry the bottom boards off without too much effort. They're thin, and the nails are short. Perfect. It looks like a normal crate. It's now or never.
Hey, you! Scram!
Yes, sir. Let the games begin.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Can't you see that I am talking to the constable?
The train is leaving in a few minutes, sir. I have to ask you to board it now.
We should get on. Perhaps we'll be able to continue our conversation during the trip.
I won't stand in the way. Where's my bag?
You left it right there.
I know that. I want to know where it is now.
I don't know. I'll look for it right away. If you gentlemen would get on the train in the meantime...
I will hold you and your employers liable for this.
I'm sure he'll find the bag. Come on, Dr. Gebhardt. I will help you with your luggage.
Fine.
My travel documents. I shouldn't have any trouble getting to Cairo now. The conductor doesn't really seem to know where to search for the lost bag. Finding a particular piece of luggage at a railway station is like finding a needle in a haystack. You seem to be searching for something. Can I help?
Go away. There's no money to be earned here.
That's not what I mean. I just thought, if you're looking for a brown bag...
Why? Did you steal one?
If that were true, I wouldn't be offering to help you. I saw a little blonde boy take the bag. He ran off with it, over there.
Really? Thanks.
Isn't that the bag?
Where?
Nothing personal. No! Oh, man!
Let me have a look.
Damn, I can't let the professor see me. I shadowed him for days in London. He might recognize me.
Calm down, Professor. See what I can do. You don't understand. All right, let's go through.
He doesn't give up easily. Professor Lucien is at the door, and he won't give up until he opens it. That means I need another way out of here. A small, delicately made corner cupboard could house a bar, or perhaps washing facilities. My God, I barely look like myself. I'm not as good as the Raven at slipping into other roles. He's had decades to perfect it. Whatever. It'll be good enough for the people on the train. The sink. No, that won't help me now. Professor Lucien hasn't slept a single night in the cabin yet. The towel is unused. If I twisted it, then I'd have a sort of rope. Professor Lucien seems to travel light. The Baroness's luggage takes up half a freight car. I don't think that the suitcase or the bag contain anything that could help me out. I better leave as little evidence as possible. Professor Lucien is at the door, and he won't give up until he opens it. That means I need another way out of here. It was the only window that was open in the station, so it was a good way to get onto the train. And now... The window to the right should be the Baroness's cabin, and the one on the left is the saloon car. The roof could be my escape route. That's the Baroness's cabin. Itch is probably with her. I wouldn't mind jumping through the window and giving them both the surprise of a lifetime. But then the Baroness would freak out, and Itch would be forced to report the event to the police. This is the saloon car. The coal car and an old-fashioned steam engine are in front of it. There must be someone in the saloon car. They'd see me if I climbed along the side of the train. If I stand up, my head is level with the roof, but the roof is too slanted and smooth to climb. Those are air ducts or something, but I can't reach them with my hands. Those are air ducts or something, but I can't reach them with my hands. I twisted the towel to make it into a sort of rope. You have to be able to improvise, as my master used to say. There's nothing quite like traveling on a train. Shaft supplies the freight car with fresh air. It also seems big enough to climb through. I'd say I found my way in. The cover has 2 hinges on the back. It's possible to open it, but the 2 screws on the front hold it closed. I can't see anything but the rear of the car through the slots. That won't do. What I really need is a view of the front. The safe that I need to put the envelope on is in the freight car, but I can't just walk in like a delivery man. The safe is guarded by my old friend, the Bobby from London. Even he would be curious to see a conductor in the freight car. Looks like a toolbox. Ugh, it's secured with a heavy padlock. I should be able to move about freely in the train, as long as I keep away from Professor Lucien. The other guests don't know me, and conductors change several times during the journey. A new face shouldn't seem suspicious to anyone.
Young man?
Yes, sir?
Tell me, when did they switch to self-service on the Orient Express? Should they not have informed the passengers about that in advance?
Forgive me, sir. I was...
And what about my bag? Did your colleague find it?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know.
I expected as much. There will be consequences. And now, bring me my coffee.
Of course, sir. Asshole. It's not good that he's so upset. It'll make it more likely that he'll remember me and be able to describe me later. I know that sort of person. Thinks he's better than others. Decorum, order, and obedience above all. Like the fascists in Spain. They beat my father just because he splashed a bit of mud on a military vehicle with his bike and then refused to clean it. He'll throw a fit if he doesn't get his coffee. The longer I make him wait, the more the situation will escalate. Huh. A dish with old people's candy. Butterscotch, I think. Beer, wine, champagne, gin, brandy, and whiskey. The richest snobs take the same medicine as the poorest slobs. Some people would need a drink to steady their nerves, doing what I'm doing. But not me. I want a clear head if I'm gonna get this envelope onto the safe. Locked. There are several special keys on the keychain. This one should open the cabin door from outside. Lucky for me that I have the key and the people outside don't. That way the locked door will keep them at bay a little while longer. Let's see. It fits! Huh. A lot of odds and ends. A hairnet, batteries, a half-pack of cigarettes, an unused toothbrush. The bartender probably has to serve as a jack-of-all-trades, like a concierge in a hotel. So, is there anything useful? Here we go, a small shaving mirror. A small portable radio. The reception is surprisingly good here in the mountains. I won't be able to use the radio, but the antenna, on the other hand, a thin, short metal rod that can be extended. Something like that might come in handy. Even pigs get to drink from the finest porcelain. If I mess with the doctor, I might blow my cover. So I'll have to grin and bear it and serve our esteemed passenger his coffee. There's still some coffee left. Gentlemen.
Do you know what the problem with people like you is?
You mean our lack of a sense of duty, or our skin color? Or a lack of respect for our elders? We have so many flaws. He didn't even want to hear why it took so long to get his coffee. He just wanted to tear into someone. Just wanted to assert his will. It's a sad life if you have to pump yourself up by deflating others. Butterscotch. I prefer fruity, sour flavors. Sour puts a smile on your face. The mirror is so small I can hardly imagine how you'd shave with it, especially on a moving train. A thin, short metal rod that can be extended. Something like that always comes in handy. If I have to. That should do it. It sticks. The butterscotch is stuck to the back of the mirror. Okay, the candy is so sticky that it will hold the mirror without any trouble. As I expected, it sticks. That's what I call DIY. The mirror is stuck to the top of the antenna, which I can extend about 60 centimeters. There's the guard. The safe is directly beneath the ventilation shaft. I could shimmy down the shaft and hit him on the head from behind.
Uh-oh. Are you okay, Robert?
Nothing to report, sir.
At ease.
Any suspicious passengers come aboard in Zurich, sir?
Not really. It could be anyone unknown. But we've received support from the Swiss police. A certain Constable Zellner.
Oh?
Very motivated. Might get on our nerves.
That limits my options. I can't overpower two people. I don't think I'll be able to slip into the carriage unseen after all. Oh, there has to be a way. I have to keep Inch happy. How do I get you onto the safe? Or on top of it? The safe is directly beneath the ventilation shaft. And Inch said something about a blackout and a tunnel. I could use the moments of confusion and darkness to toss the letter onto the safe. It might work, as long as I manage to open the ventilation shaft and choose the right moment. But I don't have my equipment with me, and everything's rocking and moving in here. Given these conditions, it'd take a while to pick the lock. That makes it too risky. Okay, showtime. The younger woman seems to be some kind of carer or companion for the older lady. I wouldn't like to be with her all day long. She radiates a certain restlessness and unease. I know people like that always have to be doing something. They feel useless if they don't have anything to do. I feel sorry for them. The old lady didn't get on in Zurich, and she doesn't look like someone from Nancy or Basel. I'm guessing she boarded in Paris. She seems familiar somehow. I've seen her someplace before. Maybe she used to be an actress, and I recognize her from photos. She has the confidence of someone who doesn't have to prove herself anymore. She's rich, that's for sure, but it's not just that. I'd better not talk to her. Her eyes are intelligent and observant. Something tells me I'd only make life difficult for myself if I try to pull the wool over her eyes. I think Professor Lucien is still in the hallway, trying to get into his cabin. I'd better wait until the coast is clear. The elderly woman's carer can't keep her hands still, so she's knitting. Can I bring you ladies anything? Is everything satisfactory?
Everything is wonderful, young man.
Very good. Got it. sharp as a tack. He'd see right through me. The ventilation shaft is a more realistic option. But to be honest, I only give myself a 50-50 chance of pulling this off. Anyway, time to get to work. Some boxes. Legrand obviously set a trap for the Raven. Unfortunately, the Raven knows. Is that what this is about? Does Inch just want to mock Legrand?
Hey, my pistol!
You'll get it back in Venice. Frightening me like that. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do too. One just flew past my window.
Be off with you.
Oh, man.
I can use these.
Phew, that was close. He left the lock open. How convenient. Let's see. A wrench, you don't say. This is too easy. Toolbox should be useful. I could unscrew the screws, but I should only open the cover inside the tunnel. Huh, looks like it actually fits.
What was that? Sir! Must have fallen out.
Put that on the floor.
Yes, sir.
That was close. If the second screw makes that much noise, it's over for me.